And hello there. We'd like to welcome you into the Philly and Fred show for Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. On today's show, we're going to give you our picks for the slate on Saturday and Sunday. We're going to tell you who makes a statement. We're going to have true or false, and we're going to have the AFC edition of who can win the Super Bowl. And we're going to start out with the slate on Saturday. Panthers at Bucks. Bucks -3. Who you going with, Philly?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Panthers to keep the streak going. Haven't lost, 2 games in a row, and since the beginning of the season, haven't won 2 games in a row since the beginning of the season either. But I mean, the Bucks they've been unbackable honestly the past 2 months, anyways. And even if they win, they still need help from the Falcons to get in the playoffs. But I'm gonna take Bryce Young to bounce back from his last performance. Played pretty well. Rico Dowdle playing for some player incentives this week. I think Panthers at home. I gotta back them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Panthers same way. Just they, like you said, they haven't won two in a row, but they haven't lost two in a row. And the Bucks run defense is okay. And how much the Panthers have run for in a game has been the determining factor of whether they've won or whether they've lost. In their wins, in their 8 wins, they're rushing for 148 yards per game. In their 8 losses, 91 rush yards per game. So that tells you everything you need to know. The Bucks are middle of the pack against there. I think they'll run it well enough to win, being somewhere from the 120 to 140 range. And I went back and looked because people were talking about Baker being an MVP candidate, and I thought, you know what, maybe his numbers weren't as good as we thought. And I went back and looked, and no, I don't know what's happened. I don't know if it's an injury or what. When they were off to that 5-1 start, he had a 66% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, one interception, 265 yards per game. Since then, 60% completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 195 yards per game. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's what you said on the last episode where he's injured, but the fall off of him, the fall off of the Tampa Bay in general, Tampa Bay fans making it seem like they want to get rid of. I can't even think of his Todd Bowles.
Cowboys, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened down there. The Panthers, they're going to limp in there. Well, the thing that sucks for the Bucks is they still don't control their own destiny
Yeah.
because if the Falcons win, they have the three-way tie, and the Panthers will win the three-way tie. So even if they win this game, they got to wait until the 4 o'clock games to see whether or not they even won the division. So yeah,
hmm
but I don't think it'll matter. I think the Panthers will win, and I don't think they'll have to wait. They'll know their season's over at about 4 o'clock. The nightcap on Saturday. Seahawks -1.5 at the 49ers. Uh, I mean, this is going to be a heck of a game, but I'm going to have to pick the Seahawks just because I think that the Seahawks are a better, well-rounded team. They got the second best scoring defense and the second best scoring offense. They got guys on both sides of the ball. They got playmakers. And when Sam Darnold gets in trouble and does turn the ball over, there's pressure in his face. And that's the one thing the 49ers can't do. They're the worst team in the NFL at rushing the passer. So I think Sam Darnold is going to have time back there. He's going to be able to look around. He's going to be able to find the open guy. He's going to throw for about 250. JSN's going to have 100. Kenneth Walker's going to have 100. They're going to score about 35, and I think their offense is going to be just a little too much for the 49ers against this defense. So give me the Seahawks to win and cover.
Yeah, this should be a very entertaining game here. I know Donald's playing for a few incentives as well. I'll go the other route though. Let me get the Niners plus the point. Well, I guess on the money line, and I just think with them fighting, I think they really want home field advantage throughout the playoffs. If they win this game, they will get that chance. And Seahawks. It's hard to go against the Seahawks right now, especially when they've only lost one road game all season, and they've been lights out for the past month and a half, really since that Rams loss. So I mean, it's hard to go against them. Have the second best defense, one of the best offenses. It's really hard to go against. But I just think I like the way the Niners have been playing lately. I think they'll get Kittle back this week as well, which will really help the passing game. But yeah, I know Niners, they don't get much push on that D line, but I think Darnold probably will still end up with a at least one turnover in this game, and I just like the way the Niners have been playing on offensively. So I think they put a number up even against the Seattle defense. So yeah, give me the 49ers.
Yeah, and I didn't talk about Purdy, but yeah, he's been phenomenal lately. He's been using his legs. He's been looking like that $50 million that they paid him. And yeah, but their defense just isn't good enough right now. They've given up a lot of points lately. I can't trust that defense against that offense, and I don't know if they can score enough points against how good of against the number 2 overall defense in the league. So yeah, going opposite sides there. On to Sunday, Colts versus Texans. Texans -10. Uh, Riley Leonard is playing. Shout out Phillip Rivers. Had a great career before this, and then said, you know what, screw it. Coming back for 3 games, threw balloon balls, but somehow still made defenses look silly. But yeah, give me the Texans. Texans defense against a rookie QB. I'll never go against that.
Yeah, I'll lean the Texans side. Yeah, I'll take Texans. Riley Leonard. We'll see what he has in the tank. I mean, it's kind of hard because Texans. I mean, technically still fighting for seeding, but I think they at this point they have the 5 seeds sort of locked with Chargers. Same record as them, but they have the head to head, and Chargers won't have Herbert this week, so I don't see Chargers overtaking the Texans anyways. But you got to think. I mean, maybe if Texans are up, maybe 20 second half, maybe they pull some starters and Colts can backdoor. But I mean, I just don't. I still don't see Colts producing a lot of offense in this game versus that Texans defense. So yeah, right. I mean, Riley Leonard's gonna have to use his legs a lot, I believe, to cover this. But yeah, give me the Texans -10. I don't love it, but yeah, I'll side with you.
Well, and I think the Texans can. I think they could get the AFC South, but the Jags would have to lose
Jaguars,
to the
yeah,
Titans. So
right,
it
yeah, yeah,
not likely,
that
possible,
too.
but not likely.
Yeah,
Next one, on to New York. Cowboys 3.5, -3.5 at the Giants. Give me the Cowboys. My 3.5 is not enough. Like, yeah, the Giants beat the Raiders. Wow, yeah, you beat the Raiders. I don't care. Give me Cowboys -3.5.
give me. I'm gonna go the other side. I'm gonna go Giants. Giants. Oh yeah, they're definitely at home. Yeah, give me Dart to make this a competitive game. I mean, we saw, I think, the second game of the season, although it was with Russell Wilson. I mean, Giants almost put 40 on that Cowboys defense. Dart, maybe they have some momentum coming out of that Raiders game, want to finish strong, or I mean, or maybe they want to tank and you know get get one of the top picks.
Go.
We'll
Hey, can
see,
you go?
but yeah. Oh
That's my fault. You're good. You're good.
no, you good. But maybe they just want to finish the season strong. But yeah, I'll take Giants at home.
All righty. Next one. Browns at Bengals. Bengals -7.5. Joe Burrows, he's trying to finish this season out strong. Since they got shut out by the Ravens, he's been 77% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 307 yards per game. So I think he keeps it rolling. The Browns have been terrible on the road. Give me the Bengals to cover -7.5. Give me Joe Burrow 300 plus and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, everything that you said. I believe the last time the Browns had a away game, versus my Bears, I had pointed out, the statistics of, what the Browns were getting outscored on the road, and it's kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, give me the Bengals to put a number on the Browns to end the season.
All righty, on to Atlanta. Saints at Falcons. Falcons minus 3.5. Both these teams are rolling. Saints 4 wins in a row. Falcons 3 wins in a row. I mean, both fan base should kind of be excited for next season. Got a lot of young players on both. For the Saints, you got Tyler Shuck. He came in on this 4 game win streak, 265 yards per game, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. I mean, the Falcons, like we said, won 3 in a row. Bijan's played well. Pitts has had a good season. Drake London, when he's been healthy, has been good. And it feels like the best 2 teams in the division are not playing for a chance to win the division because the Saints and the Falcons look like the better football teams, but since they started so bad, they will not be able to win the division. And do you think there's do you think the Falcons roll with Penix next season? Because they're 3-6 this year with Penix, and they're 4-7 with Cousins, and Cousins had a better completion percentage, same touchdowns, and one more interception.
Yeah, I still think they go the Penix route just because they picked them up early in the draft for a reason. So I think they're gonna really try to develop him, and if an injury happens or if he's not looking too great to start the season, then they'll bring Kirk in. But I do think if he's healthy by the start of next season, they Penix will start. Yeah.
Bet. And also, these teams both got to be saying what if, got to be thinking what if at least because I mean the Saints got to be thinking what if we started Shuck the whole year and he would have
Hmm.
found his groove around week 5, week 6, and then you'd have had all those weeks with him as your starting QB. And then the Falcons, I mean, you lost to the Jets, you missed the extra point to tie the game against the Patriots, and you missed the field goal to tie the game against the Bucks. Like that's it's just one of those things where the both teams could be saying what if. But both fan bases could also be thinking, all right, at least we feel good about next year. We got young guys going into next year. Yeah, so that both teams thinking what if, both teams may be excited for next year. And as it goes to picking the game, give me the Saints to cover. Give me the Saints to win, actually.
Yeah, this was tough. I was kind of going back and forth on this. We got Falcons trying to play spoiler, for a division foe. And then you got Saints on the other side. Tyler Shuck still trying to get offensive rookie of the year, so you gotta think he's gonna put on a show. Oh God, I was gonna go Saints. The only reason I'm not gonna go with the Saints is because Chris Olave will be out, so that may hurt the passing game a little bit. So that's literally the only reason, or one of the few reasons I'm gonna go Falcons route. And yeah, like I already said, Falcons trying to play spoiler. They're already been playing good to end the season. So at home, I'm gonna lay the short three with the Falcons. But I really don't love that. They like the ball out on prime time. They're not on prime time today or Sunday, excuse me. But I'll still side with them.
Yeah, I didn't know Olave was out. I'm gonna switch my pick. Give me Falcons minus 3.5. Yeah, didn't know what's he out with.
I forget the injury. I saw it yesterday or today though. But yeah.
All righty, next game. Packers at Vikings. Vikings minus 8.5. Another game where Vikings, it feels like they got stuff to build on. McCarthy's played well. He played well 2.5 games before that injury, and he gets back in there to end the year. But who you going with here?
I'm gonna go Packers. I know JJ's been playing better to end the season. I mean, but they're still Vikings are still out a few key starters like Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, etc. I mean, they still got weapons. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I want to lay that much, even versus a Packers team with practically all the starters sitting and whatnot. But I still think Matt LaFleur he can still keep this game competitive. I think division game. So yeah, give me the Packers plus 8.5.
Yeah, give me the Packers too. Next game, Titans at Jags. Jags minus 13.5. Uh, give me the Titans here. Who you going with?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna side with you too. Like, I don't think Jags are gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those where I mean, obviously, still fighting for the number one in the AFC South, but I mean, if they're up 20 in the third quarter, I mean, I don't see them, Trevor Lawrence and them guys playing the whole game. They're gonna try to keep those guys healthy. And Titans, I mean, they've been playing better as of late. So, even on the road, I think Cam Ward, he's gonna try to go out with a bang in his rookie season. And 13 and a half, that is a lot of points. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Titans too.
Yeah, Titans another team that I mean, there's some things to look forward to. Your last four games, you're 2-2. You're scoring 27 points per game. Cam Ward's got 8 touchdowns, 1 interception, and you're running the ball for almost 150 yards per game. So like, there's still some things that you're rolling with right now. So I mean, that's something to look forward to. Cam Ward's played good. He's had some really good plays. I never felt like him playing as bad as it was his fault. I felt like it was kind of everything around him. And he was obviously making some young mistakes, but I feel like he's starting to figure it out more. They're getting him a run game, which is a young QB's best friend. So I think some things to look forward to. They cover here, but Jags win. Next one, on to LA. Cardinals at Rams. Rams -8.5. Who you going with?
Yeah, give me the Rams to lay it on them. I forget what the seating is. I forget the scenario, but I think the Rams can still get the 5 seed, which is what they would want to play either Carolina or Tampa Bay rather than the Eagles or the Bears. And Arizona, they've just been getting blown out by everybody literally. So yeah, give me the Rams to bounce back after they just lost on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same. That defense got to play better, man. Over the last 5 games, they're giving up almost 30 points per game. Like that defense got to play better. The defense is playing well the first more than half of the season, almost third of the season. The last 5 games, I don't know what's happened. They're getting bombed on by secondaries. Last game, they let Bijan go crazy, which I know he's a great running back, but you can't let him go that crazy. And on the Cardinals side, this is going to be an interesting offseason for them because they're going to have to make a decision with Kyler Murray because they're basically making it seem like they don't want him at QB. And with that contract, I don't think you're going to be able to trade him. And I think your best option might be what the Broncos did with Russ: cut him, have some dead cap space, and then just roll with it and hope you draft well. And then you also got a decision with the head coach. The head coach has had 3 seasons. He's went 15-35. They've went 4-3, 8-9, and now they're 3-13. So yeah, not the two things you don't want to be sure about, which are head coach and the QB. And that's two things that the Cardinals, I don't know what they're going to do. Most likely, both won't be there next year. So we'll see how that. What are your thoughts on what the Cardinals do?
Yeah, it is interesting. Obviously, you can't pay both of the QBs, so I do think ultimately Kyler will be gone. You're gonna have to, reshape that offense, really, and defense. But I mean, yeah, you've brung pieces around Kyler, but he hasn't been healthy, and even when he hasn't produced. And you feel like Brissett, I mean, he's been playing better, but that hasn't really produced you any wins either. But I mean, that does look like the best QB option for them at the moment. But so yeah, I don't know what they'll do, but I think Brissett's their best option, or maybe they try to get something in the draft. We'll see.
Yeah. Next one: Chargers at Broncos. Broncos -12.5. Chargers are resting their starters. Give me the Broncos.
I'm gonna go Chargers just because I feel like Chargers resting their starters is still like equivalent to like a Jets team, which the Broncos we've seen them struggle with, lower competition all season. So I'll take the Chargers to cover here, that big number.
Alrighty, next one: Chiefs -5.5 at the Raiders. Oh my God, I don't really. I guess give me the Chiefs. I can't go with the Raiders, but the Chiefs offseason, it'll be interesting to see who stays, who retires, and who do they sign and draft. Because with Mahomes being out for probably most of next year, it's possible Kelsey retires. You don't know what's going to happen with Chris Jones. And then Andy Reid, some people want him gone. Does he stay? Does he retire? Yeah, they're going to have an interesting offseason, but give me Chiefs minus 5.5.
Yeah, give me Chiefs as well. Raiders are not backable, and I think they're gonna tank, try to get the first pick.
All righty, next one. Dolphins at Patriots. Patriots minus 11.5. Give me the Patriots. Who you taking?
Give me the Dolphins. I think with yours, maybe some of these players can play in the cold.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, they got they're in a Cardinal situation. What do? Do they cut their quarterback? Do they eat the dead cap? Do they draft a guy? Do they stay with? I mean, a possible option they do is stay with Ewers next year, and then if he's good, woo, you found a good quarterback. And if he sucks, you get a good draft pick in a draft class that's full of QBs. So that's an option. I don't know what the. I mean, they've tanked before. We remember that with Brian Flores. So
Hmm.
it's not like that would be foreign to them. And then with the Patriots, like I think they win this game, and I think they cover, and I think they beat them bad. But a thing to look out for, which is a problem lately, since week 10, the Patriots are giving up 141 yards per game on 5 yards per carry. So I mean, that's one of those things. You get into a playoff game, you let a team run for 200 yards on you, you let them control time of possession. Your quarterback turns the ball over once or twice, and you lose a playoff game. So that's something that scares me going into the playoffs for them. Next one. Commanders at Eagles. Eagles minus 4.5. Who you picking?
Give me the commies here. I know Eagles are resting their starters. Commies probably feel like they should have. It would have been a more competitive game had Mariota, finished that full start at home. So I think not going against Hurts and them guys, they'll cover and come out with a win. Honestly, so yeah, give me the commies.
All righty. Yeah, I'll go with you there. Give me commies. Next one. Lions at Bears. Bears minus 3.5. You're the Bears fan. You go first.
Yep, Bears minus 3.5. Caleb, he's gonna ball out this game. He needs 270 passing yards to give the Bears the first 4,000 yards passing or passer. We're the only franchise that hasn't done that, so I think he's gonna get it this game. And Ben Johnson obviously used to coach at the Lions. We got beat down by them the second game of the season, but we're a very much different team at this point in the season. So I think Lions coming into the cold, which I don't think they've had to play in the cold all season. I don't believe because they've been indoors for the past like month or so. I want to say. Um, so yeah, give me the Bears. We're gonna bounce back and beat these Lions. I promise you.
Yeah, I'll go with the Bears here as well. Next one, Jets at Bills. Bills minus 7.5. Do you know if the Bills are playing their guys? Because I thought I seen something where McDermott said Allen's playing, but do you know?
I'm not 100% sure on that. I feel like
Uh,
I feel like this number will be higher at Bills at home.
yeah, they're not
So
playing them.
yeah, I feel like even with Trubisky, yeah, this would be a fair line for them. So I'd assume they're yeah, I don't have any information, but I'd assume they're
Yeah,
resting.
yeah, I don't care. Jets suck. Give me the Bills.
Yep, right there with you.
All righty, and to end the slate, Ravens minus 4.5 at the Steelers. I want to be excited about this, but I can't be. I got to take the Ravens. I mean, the one guy who was a difference maker against Baltimore was DK Metcalf. He's not playing. Derrick Henry ran the ball pretty well against us. They just stopped running it. We've been better against the run with Derek Harmon, but I just no one really stops the Ravens when they run the ball with Derrick Henry. So I don't think we do either. And yeah, I think the Ravens going to Pittsburgh. Actually, give me the Steelers to cover, but Ravens to win in this one.
Yeah, give me Steelers to cover and low key lean the Steelers to win outright and get in the playoffs. I mean, you see everybody on the Ravens, literally. But I think you all will find some type of way to limit Derrick Henry. Y'all know what's coming. I feel like Tomlin's gonna have a good game plan for you guys defensively. It will hurt without DK Metcalf, and you said Austin's out again too, right?
Yes, I think
Cal.
so. Watt's
Okay.
back though.
So yeah, yeah. Watt is back. I saw that. That'll be huge. And I feel like you all should want Lamar to play because I feel like Huntley he brings. Like, well, first off, Lamar, he's been hurt all season. You can tell he's not 100% healthy, anyways. And I feel like the Ravens have honestly played better with Huntley out there. So I think if you're a Steelers fan, you want to root for Lamar to come out there, honestly. But yeah, I think Steelers cover and maybe possibly come out with that win, get back in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I said that after the game last week. I said I'd much if I wanted them to win, I'd much rather Huntley or Lamar play because when Lamar plays, they don't really have a game plan. They just kind of go,
Yeah,
it's we're up. Let's throw the ball a bunch now, or
yeah.
let's not have a good game plan. When Huntley's in there, they run the ball 40 times with Derrick Henry. They run it down your throat, and then every
Mm-hmm.
so often Huntley will pull it and then get a first down or a big game. So yeah, I mean, if I was wanting us to win, yeah, I'd much rather Lamar play. And it's not a and what's his stuff like? People crapping on Lamar now that he's down. I don't really understand that. That the guy's won two MVPs. He had a 41-5 touchdown to interception ratio last year. He's been a baller. He's had some struggles in the playoffs, but he's also had some good games that nobody brings up when he's played good in the playoffs. You got any thoughts on
Yeah.
this thing that now that he's been hurt this year, and it's clear he's been hurt. It's the worst year he's ever had, and it's because he's had six different injuries. You got any thoughts on these people trying to kick him? Feels like kick him when he's down.
Well, I feel like they try to kick him when he's up too, because I remember coming into the league, I had all these guys saying Lamar wouldn't be nothing in the league and blah blah blah, and I just let him talk because I mean he just proves it year in and year out that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and even with some playoff woes where he was hasn't looked the best, I mean he still had some good playoff games where the outcome wasn't like if they lost it necessarily wasn't because of him, and he could have arguably won three MVPs last year. So, I mean, I just let the haters talk about Lamar. That's just what they're gonna do. It feels like his whole career. So,
Yeah, and if anybody was to hate the guy, it'd be me. Because the guy played at Louisville and he's played at the Ravens. And I like Kentucky and
yeah,
I like the Steelers. So if anybody would hate this
yeah,
guy, it'd be me. But I watch
all
him and I'm
right,
like, nah, this guy's awesome. Like, I'm not gonna be a hater on
yeah,
this guy. This guy's freaking awesome. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. So and then this feels like a WWE uh loser gets fired job.
mm-hmm,
Or loser loses his job because I know there's been some success, but it ain't been the amount of success that these organizations are used to the last, well, in the Steelers' case, since the 70s, and then the Ravens since late 90s, early 2000s. So this feels like a game that whoever loses might not have their job. And then honestly, even if the winner loses the first round of the playoffs, both these teams may
yeah.
have new head coaches next year, but knowing that AFC North, both of them will have their head coaching, or both will be the head coaches next year, but we, only one can see, or only you can see. All righty. That's it with the slate. We're going to move on to who can win the Super Bowl AFC edition. First one, Philly. Can whoever wins between the Ravens and the Steelers win the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna go no. Both of these teams kind of limping into the playoffs. Obviously, Um, I think well, obviously with the Steelers, we've seen the struggles throughout the years. Was it 7 or 8 straight? You've went to the playoffs, but you've lost in the first round. So I just don't think. And Steelers, honestly, both of these teams I feel like have just been very inconsistent this year. Ravens, obviously, Lamar hasn't been healthy for most of the season, but also that defense, the first part of the year was the worst. I feel like we've seen the Ravens defense in quite a while. But I mean, Ravens, I feel like would be more of a threat to make a Super Bowl push. I feel like than the Steelers, just because I mean you got that Derrick Henry in the backfield that you could lean on. And yeah, Steelers pass defense hasn't been, what it's been the past few years. They're letting up a lot of, passing yards and receivers open. So yeah, I don't think either one of these teams can make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Both teams, like you said, two up and down. And to win a Super Bowl, you got to be consistent. You got to play good 4 games in a row. And I haven't seen that from either team this year. Like you said, the Ravens have a better chance if they win because they have Lamar Jackson and they have Derrick Henry. So that's kind of the way I think of it there when it comes to the AFC North. Next, I'll go first on this one. Can the Bills win the Super Bowl? I will go yes, but it scares me because they have a lot of holes on this team. The only reason I say yes is because they have James Cook and they have Josh Allen. Because any normal team, I would say no, because they can't stop the run. They're one of the worst against the rush, and they don't even have a number 2 receiver, let alone a number 1 receiver. Their best receivers are their tight ends and their running back. So, yeah, I'm going to say yes simply for the fact that they have an offensive player of the year in the backfield and an MVP in the backfield. What do you say?
I'm gonna go no. And yeah, like you mentioned, this team just has way too many holes. I feel like their Super Bowl window has closed, and this was their best and this year was their best and worst chance to make the Super Bowl. And what I mean by that is, you know, your best chance because you most likely won't have to play Mahomes, may not have to play Lamar Jackson, and with just the way the NFL's been this year, like it's been wide open. But like this is the worst Bills team there has been probably maybe since Josh Allen, has gotten there in Buffalo. Defense, worst rush defense in the league. But on the flip side of that, you have the best rushing, attack on offense. But like you said, Fred, I mean, this team doesn't have really a lot of receivers that you can rely on. And I don't think, you can just rely on your Josh Allen and James Cook to be Superman. So I don't think the Bills can make it to the Super Bowl.
All righty, next one. Can the Texans win the Super Bowl? I'll go first, and I'll say yes, just because that defense is so dang good. I mean, that defense is awesome. They don't let people move the ball against you. They turn you over. They don't let up points. I mean, best scoring defense in the league, and we've seen defenses drag teams to Super Bowls many times, and that travels. That travels in December, January, February. Defense travels, and the offense is showing me that they can do just enough. Because that's what we said when about 6, 7 weeks ago, we said, man, with how good this Texans defense is, if they just play just good enough on offense, if they play mediocre, middle level, they can go on a run and make the Super Bowl, and that's what they've done lately. So I think yes, they absolutely can win a Super Bowl.
Yep, right there with you. The Texans definitely can win the Super Bowl. And they kind of remind me of my 2006, 2007 Bears that went to the Super Bowl, had a stout defense. I mean, but our offense was very much mid. We had Rex Grossman at quarterback, and I feel like the Texans are kind of better offensively than that team was. But yeah, that defense is this is one of the best defenses I've seen in a while. They're good at all three levels, and the offense has picked it up throughout the season. I don't think they have a loss since CJ Stroud came back from injury. If so, it's only one. Um, but yeah, the offense. If their defense is letting their opponent score 20 points under, then they're gonna have a great chance to win the game, which they have been doing. So yeah, I think Texans can very very well win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, based on this season, I mean, they have about a 90% chance to win if the offense scores more than 20 points. And that's not asking for a lot, especially if your defense can give you 1, 2 turnovers and give you good field position 3, 4 times a game. So, yeah, I'm thinking the same way there. That defense can lead them to a Super Bowl. Next one. You go first on this one. Can the Chargers win the Super Bowl?
Oh, this is tough. I leaned yes, but I just think with the Chargers offensive line, that may be too much for Herbert to overcome. He's been playing great. Don't get me wrong, with his broken hand, and even in the losses that they've had, like the one last week to the Texans, they was very well much in that game. You can argue their kicker lost that game, even though they had more chances in that game. But I mean, I you've seen kind of inconsistencies in that pass offense. Like you have a lot of weapons, but I just think with the offensive line, Herbert doesn't have as much time as he needs. Now, I think this is a championship defense, but um, I feel like they just don't have enough to string, 3, 4 wins together. Maybe one or two, but I feel like they would fall just short of, making the Super Bowl and even and winning it. So I'm gonna go now.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I'm gonna go no too, just because like you said, the offensive line. It's been 5 or 6 games in a row where it feels like Justin Herbert's literally he might die on the field, and that you can't go through. You can't win 4 playoff games like that. And what sucks is I think they're literally. I think the team's a championship team if they just had both their starting tackles.
Hmm.
I mean, they got 2 All-Pro level tackles hurt. So I think that if I think it would be a championship level team, and it would probably be one of my favorites if they just had their starting tackles, and that's why people say all the time, "Oh, next man up," but your next man up's not Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater. So yeah, I'm gonna go no too, and it sucks because I think they have the roster just having 2 backup tackles and your QB getting pressured that much. I don't think you can win 4 games in a row like that. Next one. You can go first on this one too. Can the Jaguars win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I'll go yes. And we've seen what their offense has provided since we keep preaching it since Jacoby Myers, has got down to Jacksonville. This team is putting up over 30 plus points a game. They're turning you over on defense like they were at the beginning of the season. And Trevor Lawrence, that's the key right there. He's been playing, pretty much lights out, um, since that trade. So I say why not the Jaguars, man. This is a team that was kind of inconsistent at the beginning of the year, but I feel like they kind of just turned that quarter since that trade, and it's crazy to say that even with your star and Travis Hunter going down about mid-season. But I think Jaguars have all the tools to win it now with Trevor Lawrence, playing better. So yeah.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go with you. Same there. I think they can win a Super Bowl, like you said. Trevor Lawrence and that offense. We've talked about it multiple times since that Jacoby Myers trade. Offense is rolling, and yeah, I think they're playing great on offense. The defense is doing good enough. They can turn you over. So yeah, I'm gonna go with same with you there. Jaguars can win the Super Bowl. They're honestly probably one of my favorites right now in the AFC. So yeah, I'll lean with you there. Yes, there. Next, can the Broncos win the Super Bowl? I'll say yes, but I have a weird feeling because when I look at them, I'm like, oh, Bo Nix can be really good at times. I mean, they have a top 5 defense, but that we've talked about it since the injury of J.K. Dobbins. They can't run the ball well, and Bo Nix has been good, and he's had some flashes of being really good, but the consistency ain't been there. And to win 4 games and win a Super Bowl, you got to have consistency. So I haven't seen enough consistency out of Bo Nix. I don't think he's played 4 good games in a row this year. So if he ain't played 4 good games in a row against non-playoff teams, how can I pick him to play 4 in a row against good teams? So yeah, actually, I'm going to switch my pick. I don't think the Broncos can win the Super Bowl, and it's hilarious to say that as they're probably going to be the number one seed. But yeah, I'm going to go no here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go yes, and I think the only reason I'm gonna go yes because it's looking like they're gonna get home field advantage in the playoffs with that number one seed. Which they obviously play better at home. They haven't been that great on the road, but had they got, I mean, even a two seed, I would probably say no on this because, like you mentioned, since the Dobbins trade, yeah, their run game has not got going, and you don't want to be one dimensional in
Injury,
the playoffs, especially. What's that?
injury. You said Jobbins trade injury.
Oh yeah, yeah, injury. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yes, yes, the Dobbins injury. Yes, you don't want to be one dimensional in the playoffs. So I think them having home field advantage is very important for them. But yeah, they played too many close games against bad competition, if you will. So that's what scares me from the Broncos. But yeah, them being at home for the duration of playoffs is definitely going to help them. So that's the only reason I'll go yes.
Yeah, and the only reason I said that is because people, if I post this on social media, the people in the comments would be like, "Oh, did he say trade? It was actually an injury," because they love doing that. When you say something smart, they don't care,
Yeah,
but then something like that happens, and they love to voice their opinion. So yeah, I
yeah,
just wanted to
I
help you out there
appreciate
before
that,
they get in
Fred.
the comments. Yeah, don't worry about it, brother. All right, last one. You can go first on this one. Can the Patriots win the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna go yes. I mean, they have who I think is gonna be the MVP of the season in Drake May. They've got their run game going with Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. He's been playing pretty good the last few weeks, not fumbling the ball. So they have a balanced attack. And then what helps them? I mean, this is the first team. I forget what the last year this happened. They haven't lost in an away game, so we know they can go on the road and win as well. That defense, it's not as that. It kind of concerns me. They're not as good as they was the beginning of the year, but I think Vrabel will have those guys ready for the playoffs. I say the swing that they made from last year to this year has been incredible. And yeah, you got a guy that when the ball is in his hands, you feel confident if you're a Patriots fan. So I think the Patriots can win it all. I'll go yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go yes too, because like you said, they got the QB, they got the head coach, and they got the run game. So if you have those three things, you might not be my favorite to win the Super Bowl, but I definitely think you can because in most games they're going to have the better quarterback, they're going to have the better run game with Henderson and Stevenson. Now defensively, like you said, they've worried me. They were great against the run early in the year, but now here late they've just been giving up a lot of yards per carry. So that scares me a little bit. They've been all right against the pass. So it's just I think they're going to have to score some points in the playoffs if they want to go to the Super Bowl and win it. But with that quarterback, that run game, I think they can. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go true. I'm gonna go yes that they can win the Super Bowl as well. Alrighty, that's it for who can win the Super Bowl AFC edition. Next, we're on to true or false. You can go first on this one. True or false? Whoever wins Seahawks versus 49ers is going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's tough because I mean, as I've mentioned already, I did take the Niners to win my preseason, or yeah, to win the Super Bowl preseason. But I'm gonna go no. I just feel like this year's playoffs, it's wide open. So I'm not necessarily just gonna go with the one seed or the favorite. I think there will be some upsets this playoffs, as there's been upsets this whole entire NFL season. It's been so hard to predict. So I'm gonna go false on that one.
Alrighty. Yeah, I, I think I'm gonna go true because whoever wins it's gonna get the number one seed. And if the Seahawks win it, they'll show me that if the Seahawks win it, they'll most likely score some points and most likely Sam Darnold will play well. And that'll show me that he can play well in big time games when it's all on the line. So that'll give me confidence in the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl or go to the Super Bowl. And then if the 49ers win it, well, that shows me that they can score on any defense. And that if they can score on the number two overall defense scoring wise, that they can score on anyone. And if they can beat probably the most talented team in the NFL, why can't they beat anyone else? And both teams would have the number one seed if they win. So yeah, I'm gonna go true. Having the number one seed all the way through the playoffs, beating a good team to end the year, that show me all I need to know about either team making it to the Super Bowl. Next, true or false? When it's all said and done, Derrick Henry will be a top 5 running back. I'll go first. I'm gonna say true because I've just watched this dude be dominant for so long, and he's been dominant and dominant and dominant and dominant, and he's never been stopped. No one's ever found an answer for him. And I know there's a lot of great ones. I know there's a lot of great running backs, and a lot of people probably call me an idiot and say, what about Barry Sanders? What about the sweetness? What about Walter Payton? But I've seen the guy be dominant for so long that in this era of running backs really not running for as many rush yards, besides Saquon last year, obviously, but I think he's been that dominant, and he's been dominant for a consistent enough stretch to where I think you could put him as a top 5 running back. What do you say, Philly?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. Yeah, like he's been so dominant at words that you use, but also like we've never, or at least in our generation, we've never seen a running back with this build, like 6'5", 250. He'll stiff arm you, run you over, at any point. And I mean, he's been dominant at two different teams, too. Like, he kind of changed that Titans franchise, kind of turned them around. And he's kind of, I mean, Ravens already had their kind of identity, but I mean, he's doing the same thing, with Baltimore. And yeah, I think he will insert himself in the top 5. He's already broke a lot of records to this point. Yeah, I think Derrick Henry. Yeah, he's gonna be an all-time great.
All righty. You can go first on this one. People talk about Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino being the best ball throwers of all time, but true or false, Stafford should be put in that category with Aaron Rodgers and Dan Marino as best ball throwers of all time.
Yeah, I gotta say so. I mean, Stafford. I mean, we know this guy as just being a kind of just a deep ball, or not just a deep ball threat, but I mean, he has one of the best deep balls that you've probably ever seen, and um, yeah, I think he's definitely got to be in that conversation. He's always gonna throw. He's throwing for 4,000 plus, every single season, and he's been accurate as long as we've known him. So I think Stafford will definitely um he'll be in that conversation, even if he don't win another Super Bowl, doesn't get MVP. I think he'll still be in that convo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go true too because I mean that guy he throws one of the most beautiful balls. He's accurate. He can make every throw. He's got short accuracy. He's got mid accuracy. He's got deep accuracy. He makes every. He can throw it on the run. I mean, people talk about Mahomes doing the throw look or the no look. It was Aaron Rodgers and Stafford. I think even Aaron Rodgers said Stafford did it before him. I mean, he throws no look passes all the time, never misses. They're right on the money. I mean, arm talent wise, I think those are definitely the top 3: Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, and Dan Marino. Like those 3 guys right there, unbelievable talent. I think Stafford's got just as much talent as anyone. Throws just as beautiful a ball as anyone, and really, even with the Lions, has had more success than anyone put in the environment and the teams that he's been on. Lash, you can go first on this one too. True or false? Malik Willis is playing good enough to make the Packers think about it.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna go. Mm, wow, that's close. I'm gonna go false though. I think Packers. I think they know Jordan Love is their guy. Malik Willis though. I mean, he's been phenomenal. but I just don't. I feel like they're not gonna offer the amount that he'd probably be wanting to accept, especially like knowing he can get a starting job somewhere next year for sure. But yeah, I think Packers know Jordan Love is their guy, and I forget his stats, Jordan Love's stats at the end of years, the last few years, like leading to the playoffs, have been, pretty great. So I think the Packers know that Love will probably be their guy from for years to come, and obviously he spent a year or two, under Rodgers as well, and in this LaFleur offense. So I don't think Packers are thinking about it, even though Willis he's been great in the times he's relieved Jordan Love, but I'm gonna go false.
Yeah, I'm gonna go false too. I kind of just threw that in there to be a troll, but I mean Malik Willis, he's played good and he's been consistent. Like whenever they've played him, he's played well. He will get a starting job. He'll get paid probably 20-25 million a year next year to start somewhere. But like you said, Jordan Love, he's played good near the playoffs. He's had some good playoff games. They're paying him 40 million. So yeah, I don't think I think Love showed you way too much to move on from him. So yeah, I'm gonna go false there too. Alrighty, that's it for true or false. Next, you can go first, Philly. Who makes a statement this weekend?
Give me those 49ers. I just feel like, you've had everything, put against you, probably the one of the most injured teams of the whole entire season. You've had your half your defense injured, half your offense injured. Your quarterback played half the season. Mac Jones came in, balled out, and yet, the Rams and the Seahawks. That's who's been talked about this whole season. The Niners really have not been talked about until this last month in December. So I think Niners are really trying to make a statement. It's crazy that they can literally get the one seed with this win today when halfway through the season, like I don't think anybody would have predicted that other than those guys there. And if they win, obviously they'll have home field advantage throughout the whole entire playoffs. So I think Niners they find a way to win at home versus the number one team in the NFC. So that's who I'm taking to make a statement.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm going the team on the that's gonna be playing on the opposite sideline. Give me the Seahawks. I think they go in there. I think that defense holds this offense down to 20 to 24 points. Sam Darnold plays well in a big primetime game and finishes like he did against the Rams. And I think they go in there, get a big win, get the one seed, lock up the bye, get home field throughout the whole playoffs, and start their run to a Super Bowl appearance. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here, Philip?
Oh no, I think that's it for me.